guys, welcome in another video. Recently I'm going through this weird phase of my social media presence, I would say, and I was thinking where I want my channel to go and how I want it to look like in a few months or a few years. And I decided that talking about skincare and hair is great and I love it, and this whole wellness topic is also something that I'm really close with. But I think I have things to say, and I hope you'll be interested in what I wanted to say and some topics that I think should be talked more about. And one of them is body hair, and especially me, who was raised in Poland, in a country where not all of them, of course, but majority of the people are having blonde or very dark blonde or light brown hair, and the body hair isn't even a topic. The body hair is a taboo. It is something that no one is talking about, and basically every woman pretends that she is hairless. And this also happened to me, but as you can guess, it wasn't that easy for me to pretend that I am hairless as it will be for someone who has blonde hair, for example. So today I decided that I wanted to talk about it with you, and if you're interested, of course, keep on watching, subscribe, like, all that stuff. So let's go. Let's start from the fact that, as I said before, I look how I look, and this is not very common look for a Polish person. Of course, people like me exist. It's not like I am the only one, but we are in the minority. People with dark hair, with dark eyebrows and dark lashes. Majority of the people, as I said, is either blonde or dark blonde or a lighter brown. So growing up like this and hearing comments sometimes that, oh, my father is gypsy for sure, or where are my parents from, because for sure they're not Polish. Well, they are Polish. But growing up like this wasn't the easiest thing for me, because my body was changing in a way that it was completely different to all my girlfriends. I started to having hair on my legs super early, and I think it was like this for all of us, but their hair were blonde, so they were invisible, whereas mine were very thick and very dark, so they were visible from far. And I had a very huge problem accepting the fact that I look a little bit different. I remember that there was this summer once, and I was walking with my mom, and I had shorts, and I realized that, oh my god, my legs are so hairy comparing to everyone around me. And so I kind of forced her to buy me this shaving cream so I could shave my legs, and I started doing that, especially before every summer camp or places where I was about to be with a lot of people around me, so I wasn't feeling like I look different that they do. But later on, of course, I started shaving my legs very early, and I also had a mustache and a very thick eyebrows that were kind of growing together in this beautiful monobrow. So I think by the age of 12 or 11, I started going to a beautician with my mom, and I started to wax my eyebrows and wax my mustache. And then obviously later on it was worse and worse, especially when you're starting to hang out with boys and you have this huge insecurities that, oh my god, what if they will think that my hair on my arms are disgusting, or what if I shaved this morning but it's evening already, and what if he will touch my leg and he will feel that there is something, and what if he will realize that I have a little bit of mustache on or a little bit of hair on my face. That was, I don't know, when I think of it now, I feel so sorry for this girl, because obviously now I kind of overcome this, but I will talk about it later on. And so when I was 16, I started to dating boys, of course, and that was the time that I started to be even more conscious about my hair, because the last thing I wanted was for them to see my hair. And as you can imagine, it is extremely overwhelming for a 50-year-old girl, and the time we didn't have a laser treatment or anything like that, to just shave every day. And if you are in a relationship, it is so hard to just be shaved every single day. It's basically exhausting, and it is at least a full-time job, and I feel so bad about all of the sacrifices I did for all those dickheads. honestly. But now I am 25, and you know, I'm at this place where like I don't blame those people, and I don't blame the society in general. Obviously here in England, or where I lived in Spain, it was completely different. Like it is here completely different. People are way more accepting, but also we live in different times, so the body positivity, and we just accepting ourselves as we are. And I feel so proud of every girl that I see on the street who is just like rocking her like armpits hair, or like her, you know, hair on their legs, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you, I'm so happy you're doing this. I am definitely not at this stage with myself. I am at this place where like sometimes I will go and I have a little bit of the hair on my legs, and I'm like, okay, whatever, like I don't care. But sometimes when I do have it, I feel like you know, I don't want to show it, so I rather anyone not to see this. And I feel like, you know, I don't want to sit closely to someone, so they won't see it. Sometimes I don't care. I think it also depends on the people that I am around, definitely. But also in terms of like, you know, the way I was raised and the people in my country, I don't feel like it's their fault. I think it's the fault of the society in general, the patriarchal society that we all grew up in, and that our parents grew up in, and grandparents grew up in. Whereas, you know, a woman needs to be pretty all the time and every single day, and she needs to be as much of a woman as it is possible. And somehow body hair are associated with men. So, you know, when man is hairy, it's like, oh yeah, he's like a real man. And when the girl is hairy, it's like, oh my god, she looks like a man. Like, that's disgusting. She's not a woman at all. So that's definitely very fucked up. I am really happy that we are moving on from that. We still have a long way to go, even here in UK or even in Spain. But, you know, there's, for example, a show called Elite. I don't know if you have seen it. You probably did. It's on Netflix. It's very popular. Where there are girls who have, like, hair on their face and hair under their armpits. And, you know, they are still portrayed as, like, the most sexy woman who is attractive for both men and women. So I am very grateful for that, and I feel like Spain and the Mediterranean countries are like doing very well with that. Here in UK we're still doing great, I think, whereas like in Poland, well, and you know, we still have a lot to do. But I think it's changing, and it's changing for good, and it's good for us women, not only in terms of our body hair, but in terms of accepting our body as it is, that we don't have to be perfect all the time, and also that we can have our own life, our careers, you know, our needs are seen and respected more. We are getting paid almost the same amount as men are having. There's still a long way to go, but you know, it's doing better, right? And then we are not associated only with the human dishwasher who is just like, you know, giving birth to, I don't know, 3 or 4 kids, cleaning and, you know, looking great every evening for her husband. Like, I'm so glad that these times are over, at least, you know, in majority of countries. In Europe, I mean, now when I think of it, like, I still know a lot of people who lives in that way, but yeah, at least we are more aware, right? And we're moving forward. But in general, I feel like body hair is something so completely normal. I'm telling this to you, but I'm also telling this to my own self, because of all the comments that I've heard as a kid or as a teenager or even in my early 20s. Now sometimes it's hard for me to like accept my body as it is, hence why I'm still shaving. I'm shaving my arms and my legs and my vagina, and you know, I'm taking out my mustache and my eyebrows. I still do all of those things, although I'm not so, as you would say, like anal about it. So even if I have a little bit of hair, I'm usually okay with that. Or if, you know, I don't plug my eyebrows for 2 weeks and they're getting a little bit bushy, I'm like, okay, whatever it is, you know, I am who I am and I cannot change that. And at least I have a nice thick hair, you know, or I don't get sunburned that often. So, you know, it has its pros and its cons. But I think what I would like to be changed the most will be how people see other girls, especially because we are talking about girls, who are having hair on their legs or under the armpits, because I've seen the looks, the comments of other people when they see someone with, you know, hair on their legs or under their armpits. Like, they are just judging. They usually do it in the silence, but you know, you can still see it. It's definitely not as bad as it would be in other parts of Europe or other parts of the world, but it is still happening. Like, I cannot imagine going around my hometown with, you know, a long hair on my legs and under my armpits, because I feel like the amount of looks and comments and judgment I will get will be, I don't think I'll be able to handle this. So, you know, we need to think if we are actually shaving for us or we are shaving for someone else. Because let's face it, in the winter when we are wearing long jeans, we are usually not shaving that much because no one is seeing our legs. So in fact, we are doing all of this for other people. And why are we doing this for other people? Like, it takes so much time and there is a risk to cut yourself, and it's just annoying, and it's why are we doing this? Honestly, this is this is insane. Like, how many things we do, be, you know, a part of society and not, you know, stick out and not be different than the majority, because we just don't want the judgment and the looks. So that will be it. Honestly, I haven't like said everything that I wanted to say, because it is still kind of stressful to like talk about your thoughts and opinion about certain subjects, and especially A, in English, and B, on the camera. And of course you are going to judge whatever I'm telling to you, and you are going to have your own thoughts about that. And yeah, you know what, just life, it's crazy, strange times to be alive. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what other subjects would you like me to talk about. I am pretty open, like I am an open book, so ask me anything you want. And thank you so much for watching again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and you know what to do. Bye.